Good morning, my friends. This is Bill McDonald, the writing doctor, and today I wanted to go over the revising question from 4th grade that seemed to have the most difficulty with the students. Here is the data for the actual percent passing for the questions. They gave your students the 8 revising questions first, and just so you can see here, question number 1 only had 40%. That's the one I'm going to go over with you today. Question 2 was 56% across the state. Question 3, 63. Question 4, 58. Question 5, 42. Question 6, 62. Question 7, 61. And question 8 was 39%. So today I'll work on question 1, and then in tomorrow I'll try to show you question 8 and see what went wrong. Alright, let's take a look at it. Alright, the passage happens to be a revising passage, and as you see when you read the instructions and the title is The Rhino's Horns. Okay, this is an expository piece about how many people are killing the rhinos just for their horns, and it gives the different excuses that people have been using, and also what's being done by some people to try and stop this problem. When your kids read the instructions, they're going to see the magic words, read the paper and think about any revisions. So revisions means to revision something, which means like a candy now and later. Hopefully it's gonna look different later than it does now. All right, so let's take a look at the question that gave your kids a lot of trouble in this passage. It says Maggie wants to add another detail to help build the ideas in the second paragraph, sentences 8 through 12. Which of these could follow sentence 10 and add to the main idea of this paragraph? So what they're saying is they don't want you to conclude the paragraph. They don't want you to add something that has nothing to do with the paragraph, the content. They want to add some other sentence, because you can see all the answer choices are in sentence form, that will add to the main idea. Okay, and specific supporting sentences, it only got 40%. So we read the question R, we underlined and understood the key words. We've gone ahead and labeled here. So now, and before we can start eliminating answers, we've got to go ahead and read that paragraph in the passage so that we can begin to eliminate and explain why we didn't choose answers, and then to be able to select the correct answer, show why it's correct, and then bubble in the Scantron. Alright, so let's take a look at paragraph 2. I've already labeled question 1 is coming from here, and they wanted to insert a sentence after sentence 11. So we'll try A, B, C, D, and then there's closure. Okay, so I made a graphical organizer right here using a hand, and whether you're doing a passage or a paragraph, a hand is sometimes a great technique to help kids understand what's going on in the paragraph or the passage. So I did circle paragraph in this case, and we're looking for something that's going to add to the main idea. Alright, so since we were adding after sentence 10, the students would write question 1 there, and they would put A, B, C, D to see which one of these 4 is going to add to the idea that this paragraph is about. I call this activity We Go Together, like the song. I don't know the rest of the words, but it starts like this. We go together. That's what from the movie Grease, I believe it is. So here we go. Let's look at sentence 8. People have been interested in rhinoceros horns for centuries. So when you take a paragraph method using a hand, you can tell them that your thumb pointing up like this right here is sort of like the topic sentence. And so the topic sentence is, people have been interested in rhinos for centuries. So that means that's the main idea of the paragraph, the people and the different reasons they're interested in rhinos. All right, so let's see what details have already been added so we can figure out which one would be the best to add to those that already exist. Sentence 9 says, ancient Persians thought these horns could detect poisons. So the people in this sentence are the ancient Persians, and their reason, their excuse for being interested in them, they could detect poisons, and so of course they say, let's kill them for that. So sentence 9, there's the finger, there's the people, and the reason that they justified killing the animals. Sentence 10, in Yemen, the horns have been used to make the handle of special daggers that are given to boys when they become men. Okay, so that's a different kind of people. So here we go. Yemen, they use them for daggers for their boys. Once again, you see a pattern forming here. There's the kind of people, and there's the reason that they feel it's justifiable in killing them. Different kind of people, the reason. So if you're going to be adding to the main idea, what you're hoping to look for is another type of people and the reason that they would justify killing the animal. So let's see what our choices are. A says, I wonder whether there are other things people find to do with rhino horns. The entire passage was written basically in like third person expository format, and all of a sudden switching to first person, putting your own point of view in perspective. That was never done in the entire passage, so you wouldn't want to shift point of view. And yes, it's about people, but it's not going to be adding to the main idea. It's just going to be wondering about something, so it doesn't really help with a deeper understanding of the main idea. Letter B, in parts of Asia, Asians are people believe that these horns can cure all kinds of diseases. So there's their excuse. Asia and helping with diseases. Okay, so probably we're going to eliminate A because it shifted persons and point of view, and it didn't really talk about a specific kind of people like B does. So I'm going to put a question mark next to B. Letter C says, one type of rhinoceros, that's not a certain kind of people. The black rhino can live up to 5 days without water. One of the things that's important when you're doing revision, when you change the content, you're not really supporting the main idea, and that goes against the song that says we go together. Let's try letter D. All right? That's why a lot of people are interested in rhino horns. Well, if you look at sentences 11 and 12, there's already a summary statement, which is basically what that is. That's why. And so I would eliminate that choice because of that. So it appears like B is the best answer. So I'm going to check off here. We've already read the question and the passage, 2 checks. We've underlined, and we do understand what they're asking for, the main idea. That's gonna the sentence that's going to be adding to the main idea. We've labeled because of our little hand, and we have actually labeled in the passage as well. We've eliminated 3, A, C, and D, and we've also explained why we got rid of each one. So we got 3 that we got rid of, and we've explained all 3. We have selected the answer B, and if you teach them to bubble in, it practices bubbling, and then they can put that B right back so that when they actually do the real bubbling on a Scantron, it won't be messy. Okay, let's go ahead and read the rest of the paragraph so you can see what those sentences are about and what I put on the fingers. And you can see that we don't need another summary statement if there's already one. 11 says, all over the world, people have found uses for the rhino horns. So that we're going to call that transitioning. Tell your kids that a transmission moves a car from one place to another, and a transition moves an idea from one concept that you were talking about to another. Then finally, as a result, the rhinoceros has become one of the world's most endangered species. So what I did over here, it has uses all over the world from all these different types of people. So it really helped to add another type of people and the use that they justify killing rhinos with. The effect sentence was, as a result, it's one of the most endangered in the world. And so if they're make an inference, if nothing is done, then pretty soon they're going to probably become extinct. It's always important to ask an inferencing question like that. So using that as a guide, I think your students might have an easier time figuring out, based on what other sentences in a paragraph about what the main idea could be, and of course which sentence that they could add to it. Thank you guys, and God bless.